Mecha 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. We were in the middle of a live stream talking about Mandalorian and some news dropped. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Robot Shlomo from Midnight's Edge After Dark, and I'm here to revel in someone else's misfortune.
Is it really misfortune though, or is this a good thing? This might be a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so we got some breaking news here coming from Hollywood Reporter just 4 minutes ago. You want to read the article?
Yeah, I have.
Because I don't have it the way I have it set up. Since we're live streaming, I have him on my display capture, so I can't see it, but I know what it says.
Well, Star Wars shocker: Game of Thrones duo quits planned trilogy. The pair were set to produce. Shocking. The pair were set to produce the 2022 Star Wars film, the first to come after this year's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Sounds like they're cutting their losses.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have exited their planned Star Wars series over a year since Disney. What? Have exited what? Over a year? That makes no sense.
Proofread your articles.
Proofread your shit. Disney and Lucasfilm first announced they were joining. We love Star Wars. When George Lucas built it, he built us too. Getting to talk about Star Wars with him and the current Star Wars team was the thrill of a lifetime. And we will always be indebted to the saga that changed everything. But there are only so many hours in a day, and we felt we could not do justice to both Star Wars and our Netflix projects, so we are regretfully stepping away, Benioff and Weiss said in a statement. The pair were set to write and produce the 2022 Star Wars film, the first to come after this year's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, as well as the rest of the titles in the new series. The series was set to stand separately from the one that Ryan Roundhead I'm going to take everything you love and dump on it. Johnson is working on, as well as the so-called Skywalker saga being helmed by J.J. Abrams. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy remarked, Benioff and Dan Weiss are incredible storytellers. We hope to include them in the journey forward when they are able to step away from their busy schedules to focus on Star Wars.
Yeah, meaning they didn't want to work for those crazies. They probably wanted them to push, like, to do something that they just couldn't deal with. Or this might be part of the whole, we're kind of stepping back a little. We're slowing down, because Bob Iger last September, not like this year, but last year had said, we're going to slow down Star Wars. We've got way too much Star Wars happening.
They were allowed to quit.
They were allowed to quit. Yeah.
Yeah, there was Dan, DB, come into my office. Well, it's come to this. I'm going to allow you to step away from Star Wars. But Miss Kennedy, are you sure? I mean, we really looking for. Oh yes, I'm quite sure. Yes, you. Go along, run along now, both of you. Have fun over at Netflix.
So you're leaving Star Wars, a trilogy of billion-dollar movies, for Netflix? Like, okay, either they are completely scared to death of the Phantom Menace and everything that they've been through with, the last, just basically pissing off millions of people with Game of Thrones. And keep in mind, now Deranged Lunatic pointed this out right before we started this, the recorded portion during this live stream, that they rushed and fudged and failed Game of Thrones to do this Star Wars trilogy. Now it's all for nothing. Now it's not even happening. So they can yeah, they were allowed to resign. Just like Kiri Hart, I think. I wonder if they didn't fire them now. Or I wonder if it was one of those, yeah, you guys really want to quit this, don't you? Maybe it's for the best. I wonder. Last, Vandeler, read the Forbes article about Benioff and Weiss both admitting they were not qualified to run the show of Game of Thrones from the beginning. Is that a new one? I think I've done that. Yeah, YouTube incels, run away. They also canceled their Comic-Con appearance. Do you think they're just running scared at this point? Like they just don't want the criticism, or do they realize that we know or they realize that they know that we know that they're hacks? How about that? How about that? That sounds better. What do you think?
It's like Ralph Kevin. I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know.
There's good money in Netflix. Dave Chappelle got $20 million per special at the beginning. Well, yes, yeah, but directing billion-dollar movies, don't you think they would get a much bigger cut in the long run? I mean, they would have some sort of, right? I mean, I would assume for 3 feature films, unless, I don't know, maybe they don't get that kind of money for the feature films. I mean, cutting their losses, like Rob said, yeah, they might, and they might just be saying, you know, maybe since the trailers have been dropping for Star Wars. And people are very underwhelmed for the most part, especially with Rise of Skywalker. They were so underwhelmed. And they're using everything they can to attack the fans. Again, in articles, you know, people like CBR. Excellent. Oh, Maggie, $2.25 through Streamlabs. Gotta bounce this way. They quit to go work on their Mr. Ed reboot. I didn't want to say anything. Is it a Mr. Ed reboot?
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed. Wilbur. You kids don't know.
Oh, Will Drenchy says they admitted they're hacks. Nerdrotic talked about them basically admitting it in an article. Great. Sir Percival the Gallant. Although D&D did in the end fail with Game of Thrones, keep in mind that George R.R. Martin had written them into a corner. They had to end it in 2 seasons in 2 seasons worth of content for the books. You're right. You are right. They did, you know, it did kind of, it got bad when the books material ended, and that's when I stopped watching it. So I'm like 2 seasons behind still, and I don't really want to watch it for the ending now, because I've heard nothing but crap about the ending, and the screenshots I've seen, well, I couldn't see anything. So.
Excellent!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shogun Orta, $5 super chat. Deadline reported D&D exit from their Star Wars trilogy. I have read. Not sure how accurate. Yeah, that's what we're going over right now. We're going over the Hollywood Reporter one. Did I close that, or do I have it open? Oh, I have it open here. Yeah, we're going over the Hollywood Reporter article right now, where they've quit Game of Thrones trilogy, planned trilogy. They quit.
Is it really that big a shocker, though? Is it really that big a shocker?
I am not surprised that they can't hold on to directors. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, how many has Kathleen Kennedy fired? She's fired more than she's hired, right?
Then here we go with 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more. Well, they're not technically fired. I wonder if they weren't actually fired though, and just like asked to resign. Said, "Hey, we saw what you did with Game of Thrones, but they haven't really done anything to Lucasfilm. They could have been amazing." So saying that they were fired, I mean, that's just me speculating. I have nothing to go on with that, but. Woody Buzz, this is real. Yeah, they really legit quit here. They quit the trilogy. We don't get the Benioff and Weiss trilogy anymore. They have this on a couple, like comicbook.com also is covering this, but Michael Clark, $4.99 super chat. Rip the ruined delicious cake. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's from Unicorn Store. We've been popping up Unicorn Store clips tonight in this live stream, and yeah, come over to the live stream. It's a lot of fun. We're at the chat reward level of the Brawless Bounce as well. So, Blasted Heath, the best news I've heard all year. Woke flicks. They should hire James Gunn and do a Star Wars spinoff. James Gunn would be good. He's a good filmmaker, I think. Edgar Wright, I really love. God, I mean, there's a lot of good talent out there. They just don't like them because, you know, Kathleen Kennedy is the controlling bitch, in my opinion. But
there was a piece I read about on Medium.com. I think it's Medium.com.
Are they psychics?
They may very well be. It described the current state of Lucasfilm as a naked mole rat colony. Now, a naked mole rat is one of the few mammals where there's a female queen of the colony, and she determines which males get to reproduce, and everyone else is in service to her. And any females that are competing with her for supremacy are dispatched. And that's pretty much what she has. All the males are subservient to her. She gets to produce which ones reproduce. Mm-hmm. And for someone who is so involved with promoting women, supporting women. You notice there's no female directors?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because she doesn't want anybody's competing vision with her own. That's why.
Exactly. Well, that's how women tend to be. Women are catty. Women are very catty, especially when you have somebody like a Kathleen Kennedy, who is clearly a very powerful sort of Hollywood type. I mean, she's head of Lucasfilm not for nothing completely. I mean, she was in the right place at the right time, and she had, at the very least, had the balls to stick in Hollywood for so long, right?
Like I told you, I'm the queen bitch around here. No one can challenge me.
Oh, yeah. Sad thing is that as much of a queen as I am of the Fandom Menace, I don't have the unlimited pocketbook of Disney to stand behind. So I don't know. I guess my reaction to all this is this: I don't care enough about Star Wars to feel one way or not, because no matter what they would have done, I mean, Benioff and Weiss, for Game of Thrones, the way they treated Game of Thrones, I was already out because of what they were already doing with lack of material, with lack of source material, with lack of books, right? So I was already out there before they completely ruined it for pretty much everybody who stuck with it to the end. I am okay with them not doing Star Wars, but at the same time, I'm okay with not having more Star Wars at this point, because they've just crapped all over us for so long. So I don't know.
Well, this is how I feel about the current state of Star Wars.
They're inside you building a monument to compromise.
That's right.
So yeah, well, final thought. What do you think? You okay with this or not, Rob?
Yeah, I don't care. I never watched Game of Thrones.
Alright, so thank you for watching the video portion of this. We're going back to the live stream. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, share, all the things, if my pop-up will work.